Hello and welcome to another Carnage Battle Report. Today we're doing another video for the campaign. This will be the third campaign mission. This is an objective-based game, so we'll take a quick look at the objectives. We've got a tail flag over here. Over there we've got a group of sandbags and some guns. And we've got an Imperial Guard guy singing into a bomb. And over here we've got two Imperial Guardsmen standing there pretty much, and of course the Space Marine drop pod. Okay, let's take a look at the battlefield as it is. As you can see, everything in Tau Army pretty much has moved up, apart from the broadsides who stayed back. They got the first kill of the game, taking out the Doomsday Ark straight away. Actually managing to get an explosion, which was only 1 inch, so it didn't kill anything. Then the Hammerhead fired a submission shot, which killed, struck these guys bang on, managed to kill one immortal, who then got back up, because they are immortal. And over here, the two squads of battlesuits, including the commander, they all fired on the Lich Guard and the Overlord, and they killed, well, they knocked out they knocked out 4 of the Lich Guard, and 3 of them stood back up, so that's pretty good. Okay, we'll see what the Necrons did. With their wrecked Doomsday Ark, there wasn't a great deal. All of the Immortals have moved up. These 2 squads have taken the objectives, that one ran a bit. These 2 were just in range with their Tesla carbines to shoot at the broadsides, but they did nothing in the end because they made all their arm saves. And these guys just moved up a bit and ran, so they're going to try and get close enough to assault. Of course, these guys have got jetpacks, so they'll probably be jumping out of the way. And that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens in Tau turn 2. Okay, Tau turn 2 is over. Take a look at what happened. The 2 of the Devilfish came on. That was hiding behind a building. This one's hiding in the corner, try and get away from all the bad stuff. The command squad fired a bunch of shots at these guys, killed 1 more Lich Guard. Those Death Rain suits over there, they popped out from behind the building, fired off a couple of shots at this squad of Immortals and killed 1, and then they popped back again. And the railgun shot from this scattered, landed actually right in between those 2 squads of Immortals there, and missed all of them, which is kind of rubbish. And the 2 broadsides, I think, sorry, the 2 broadsides killed one of those guys. The Death Rain suits completely missed. So, we'll see what happens in the Necron turn 2. Okay, we've just done the Necron turn 2. And some Vespers, which I completely forgot to talk about, I think. It's probably best that I didn't talk about them. They all got wiped out by these awesome Immortals over here, who use their Ghost Blasters, so no armor saves for the Vespers, so they're all gone now. That's why they've moved back a bit. These guys have moved up. They got 2 on their move to recover roll, which is why they're not getting very far. And then over here, the Overlord with his Lich Guard, they moved up a bit. They were going to try and assault these guys, but they weren't quite in within 6 inches, so they couldn't do it. And they're not really going to be able to get those guys anyway. So, not a lot has happened in the Necron turn other than taking out the Vespers. They've just sort of moved up. But we'll see what the Tau do in their turn 3. Okay, we'll take another look at the battlefield from a distance. So, let's see. These guys, the Devilfish and the command squad, fired on the Lich Guard, as well as these 2 Death Rain suits, and killed all of them. And because the Overlord's the only guy left, and he only has 1 wound actually left now, they all died because apparently he can't have a character keeping a unit alive. This Devilfish came on and moved up to that position, and because it's got a multi-tracker, was able to fire on that squad and did nothing. Then these 2 broadsides also fired on that squad and managed to kill I think 4 Immortals, and 1 got back up. So doing a bit worse on reanimation protocols. Then this Hammerhead completely failed everything. It fired a scatter shot, which missed completely. That squad tried to hit that squad and missed completely. Then it fired its 2 sets of burst cannons, and they either missed or the shots allowed armor saves, so the Immortals survived that, as their name implies. But we'll see how the Necrons try and regather their forces. We'll do a quick update here, actually, because you can see the Necrons have 1 objective, 2 objectives, and they're trying to push for that one. And the Tau actually don't have any, but there are some warriors in that Devilfish ready to get out to claim the big dropper. Then for the Tau flag, of course, it's basically being protected by Death Ring suits, and there are some warriors in these Devilfish, so they're getting ready to take the objectives. But we'll see how the Necrons do in turn 3. Okay, the Necrons are doing what they've been doing a lot in this game, which is nothing. Basically, they've, let's see, these Immortals have fired gore shots at that Devilfish and shook it, but that's pretty much it. They didn't move at all. These guys didn't move. They fired their Tesla carbines at those broadsides and managed to wound 1. These guys just moved up, and that was it. They couldn't see the broadsides because the hammerhead's in the way, and they're not going to be able to damage either of the tanks, so they didn't do anything else. And the only other thing that they have on the table, the Overlord, he just moved up 6 inches and then managed to run a single inch. Okay, we've finished the Tau turn 4. Take a quick look at what has happened. The broadsides and that Devilfish over there fired on these guys, killed a couple of them. Also with the help of burst cannons from that thing. Sorry, hammerhead. What's happening? Okay, yeah, the Death Ring suits were a bit further back. They fired on the Overlord, knocked out his last wound. Then when he didn't come back, they decided to jump forward. These guys also jumped forwards. They were going to shoot at him, so they moved up anyway. So they're all going to get ready to try and take out this squad. This Devilfish has moved up, and the grey and the black Devilfish, they are trying to take this objective over here, and that one. They pretty much got the Tau flag, but this one's going to be a bit hard to shake because a bunch of Immortals on there who are doing anything they can not to get killed. Okay, right, the Necrons finished their turn 4, so here's how the battlefield looks. As you can see, 2 Death Rain suits are gone, and on we have the 5 Destroyers, who took them out pretty much straight away. These guys moved up and took the objectives, so the Immortals are now holding that one. And none of the Immortals, apart from this group, shot. The 2 lots with Tesla carbines didn't shoot at anything because can't actually damage the Devilfish or Devilfishes, or the Hammerhead, and those ones they tried shooting at them and did nothing. These guys fired their Ghost Blasters at the command squad and did absolutely nothing. I think one of them wounded, and that got an arm save, and all but 1 hit, so it's a bit strange. And that's all that the Necrons have, so no real tank busting element, and the Tau have quite a lot of vehicles. So we'll see what the Tau do in what could be the last turn of the game. Okay, the end of Tau turn 5, and some really interesting tactics have been in play. First we'll take a look over here, because the stealth suits came on, fired at those Immortals over there and did pretty much nothing, so they've moved up with their jetpack move. So they're contesting that objective. The broadsides fired on this squad, killed a couple of them. Devilfish moved over, dropped out its troops. The command squad, them, and some other stuff all fired on this squad over here, and wiped out a bunch of them, but they're still actually within 1 inch of the objective. 3 inches to contest anyway, so that's at least contested for now. And over here, the Tau definitely got that objective, and the burst cannon from the Devilfish managed to kill one of the destroyers, but he got back up. And the warriors from that Devilfish hopped out, and they've taken this objective over here. So we'll take a quick look at the tactics. Obviously, 1 objective held by the Tau, 2 objectives held by the Tau. Then we've got 1 contested by the stealth suits. Then over here, this one's pretty neat. What are they called? The gun drones that were on this devilfish jumped out when they were over here. Then they moved over and used their jetpack moves. They're actually behind there. But the same thing happened with the ones from this one. So there are actually... sorry, they didn't move. They just used their jetpack move. So there are actually two different units that are contesting that objective, which means that the Necrons actually can't win back that objective because they can only fire on a single unit at a time. So that's definitely contested until the end. This one, not so much. They'll probably take out the stealth suits. And over here, definitely going to be contested because you can see we've got the Fire Warriors who are at least contesting it, and the Command Squad also contesting it against the Immortals. But we'll see how well the Necrons manage to do in their turn 5. Okay, that's the end of Necron turn 5. We will be having turn 6, it is confirmed. Although it would have been quite nice to end here because the Necrons would have just swung it. Take a look over here. The Destroyers risk their lives by going over difficult terrain, because they jump infantry obviously, to actually spread over these areas, so they're actually contesting both of these objectives. They then decided to kill all of the Fire Warriors over here, so there's no point in that. But they're still contesting that one tower objective over there, and that's not helped by anyone. Over here, they actually managed, the Immortals over here managed to, with the help of those ones, managed to take out the stealth suits, so it's no longer contested and they're holding that objective. The Necrons have 1. Over here still contested. This one's still contested, although the Immortals managed to kill 5 of the Warriors. So all in all would have been just a very lucky win for the Necrons if it had ended there with that one objective. But seeing as the game's going on, we'll see what happens in turn 6. Right, Tau have finished their turn 6, and they've made quite a good comeback in the fast turn. We'll take a quick look. The Hammerhead moved up, so it's now contesting. So that's a bit of a bummer, because the Necrons now have no objectives which they control. This one, the Immortals and the Lord all got taken out by various shooting from broadsides, drones, things like that. Over here, the Lord actually ended up as the only one left after a lot of shooting. So the you can see him in there. He's being assaulted by the Shazo and his command squad, and actually no wounds have been struck, but we'll see how that carries on in the Necron turn 6. And over here, 2 of the Destroyers got taken out, not by burst cannon shots from the Devilfish which were fired, but actually from shots from these Fire Warriors, so that was pretty successful. Okay, we've finished the game on turn 6, so not a lot really happened. The Destroyers managed to take out 4 of the Warriors who held their place, and that's pretty much it. So that objective is contested, this one's contested, that's not held, that's contested, and that one's not held. So it was an interesting game. A lot more interesting than some of the other ones we played, like especially in turns 4 and 3. I forgot to mention, these Immortals actually assaulted the Hammerhead, and they've stunned it. But an unusual ending. Got a bit tense, although it did get... it was tense at first, and it's a bit drawn out now. But I'm not really sure how I should carry on the campaign from this point, because it's a draw. So, you know, does it go towards the Necrons or towards the Tau? If you have any ideas, just leave a comment below. And don't forget to check out my other battle reports. Bye guys.